welcome back to Momo on the Move. Back by popular demand, I decided to invite Thor back onto the show because our stocks video did so well and a lot of people kept asking for more. So, Thor, I'd like to ask you, is there any other tips that you have that can help people generate money during this trying time?
Yes, perfect. Before we start, I definitely want to say shout out to Monica because in the first video when we first did it, she started off with like $400. $400 and 3 to 4 weeks later, how much did you finish with?
A little over $1,000.
A little over $1,000. So she doubled her money. That almost never happens in such a short amount of time. She listened. She listened to what the strategies that we discussed on video number 1, and she succeeded. So, tip number 1, volatile. Figure out what a volatile stock market is. Figure out what a volatile stock is. I'll give you a quick definition. It's when the stock market is just, or the stock is just moving so fast. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not following kind of like a pattern. It's just one day it's here, one day it's here, one day it's here, one day it's here.
So right now there's high volatility.
Corona has the stock market a little crazy. It's during a very volatile time. So there's 2 approaches that you can go for. It's the long-term investor and the short-term investor. Monica has been the short-term investor for now because she just started. But she beat the market short-term investing. She started with her 400, and what happened when you got to 700?
I got greedy. I was like, at 700, I'll pull out, and then once I got to 700, I was like, you know what? I'll wait a little longer. I'll wait till 8.
What happened when you got to 800?
Then I'll wait till 9.
What happened when you got to 900?
Then I'll wait till I get to $1,000. But then when I got to $1,000, I got scared. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all my money.
So Monica was smart. Once she got to 1,000 and she got over 100%, return, she pulled out. She was smart. She knew when to pull out.
Pulling out is very important in all aspects of life.
Okay. So, because if you pull out at the wrong time, you're literally fucked. And you made, in this terms, a huge mistake, and now you have to pay for it. Tip number 2, long-term investing. So if you're going to do long-term investing, that's when you put money into the stock market, you forget about it, and you know that over time it's just gonna be higher. That is the other approach. If you're going to go with long-term investing, you need to have a lot of discipline to not look at the stock market a lot of times. You just have to know what you're investing, and that's not something that you check every day, every hour, or every couple of minutes. If you're going to do that, and you're not going to do your research, this is where tip number 3 comes in, S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a culmination of the 500 most profitable stocks. So, Apple, Tesla, Google, you name it, Microsoft. If they're doing good, the S&P 500 directly mirrors how these stocks are doing. So if they're doing good, the S&P 500 is doing good. Now you're probably wondering, why isn't everybody putting their money in the S&P 500? Mm-hmm. The S&P 500 doesn't grow or doesn't give you such a great return on your investment as if you were taking a bigger risk on one individual company, because it's 500 companies that are the best 500, of course they're going to do good. But if you take a higher risk and only invest in one company, you'll get a higher return. So
you got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Exactly. Tip number 4. This is going to go over everybody's head, but this will literally save you if you follow it. Greed kills. What does that mean? You can't go in there expecting to double your money all the time, especially in a volatile market. I personally, when I make 15-20%, I'm out for certain stocks that I'm trying to hold on for short term. You can't be in there saying, oh my god, I I made 10%. Oh my God, I made 20%. Oh my God, I made 30%, 40%. Because it's just going to go up, 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 and it's going to drop. And then once it drops, you lost your money. Now, there's some things that you can put into account, in your account, like things called limit sells and limit buys, and there's different settings that you can play on the app depending on what app you have, and it'll automatically sell it for you if it's going down. People don't forget to do that, but that is definitely something you should add to your strategy. Okay. And that's it for investing in the stock market.
All right, let's say, some people are a little nervous on investing in the stock market because they're not as savvy as most people, and they want that return. Is there any way someone else can make money or generate money without the stock market, aside from the stock market?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. The one that comes off to the top of my head right now is 401k. If you are between the ages of 20 and 35, but mainly between the ages of 20 and 30, and you are doing a legal job where they have a 401k plan, you should definitely be taking part of that. What is a 401k plan? A 401k plan is another investment strategy, another investment fund where you put money in there, right? $19,000 a year is the limit. Right now, you put money in there and it just grows and grows and grows and grows, but you can't touch it until you retire between the ages of 62 and 65.
And what's the difference between putting your money in the 401k and saving your money under your bed?
So, if you put it in the 401k, it will grow exponentially. If you have the same amount of money, right? Let's say you have this much money. If you save it under the bed, it stays right here. But if you leave it on your 401k over years, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it literally doubles, triples, quadruples your money. So your money starts collecting interest. And then your money with interest starts collecting interest. So then there's interest on your money with interest. And then there's interest on your money that has interest, that has money. And then there's interest on your money that has interest, that has interest, that has interest, that has interest. And then it just continues. More interest on top of more interest. You get the point. So definitely 401k. And I almost forgot, the biggest reason why you should do 401k is because of employee matching. You saw the whole SpongeBob thing right there? Employee matching. So what is that? If you put a certain number or a certain amount from your paycheck into the 401k, $100, $200, your employer can match up to 100%, depending on what job you're in or what your career is. Some places match 10%, 20%, 30%. It doesn't matter. It's free money. Free money. So put in whatever money you need to put in there to get the matching from your employer. And over years, that money that they give you just accumulates, and now you have a whole lot of more money. That's not even a lot more money. You know what I meant? Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so let's say my job doesn't offer me a 401k plan.
Quit.
No, for real. Like a lot of people, they have jobs that, let's say they're an actor and they're not in the union yet, and like myself.
I see where you're going there.
And there's, no one's offering me a 401k plan. What else can I do to put my money aside and have it work for me?
There's something similar. It's called an IRA, an individual retirement account, investment retirement account. Look it up. It's one of those two. And it's similar to the 401k where you put your money in there and it grows exponentially. That one you can pull out at 59. But that one's different. That one, there is no employee matching, which is the biggest pro of the 401k. And the Roth IRA, there's traditional IRA and Roth IRA. Figure out which is the one for you. And the main drawback to that is that you can only put, I think, $500 or $6,000 a year. So it's not the $18,000, $19,000 that you can put in from the 401k if you're making that much money. There is. If you're not trying to put $6,000, then I guess it's no difference to you. But if you are trying to put over 10 grand a year, then definitely 401k is the one for you. And some people even use both, because another pro is that you get, when you pay taxes at the end of the year, your taxable income is how much money you make a year after you put it into the 401k, the Roth IRA, and wherever else you're putting it. So those are tax havens where you're not getting taxed on that money that's growing. You pay the taxes up front, and that money just continues to grow.
Anything else you'd like to say to my viewers?
Our viewers, because I know you guys are here for the both of us. And we need to update the sign. Thor and Momo on the move.
No.
The last bit of advice I can give you guys is patience. You should definitely have lots and lots of patience. You can't come in here with the mindset that you're going to be rich overnight. You have a better chance at like Vegas and the casinos and all that. This is a long-term strategy game, and you will get rich. It's just going to take 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And I don't know. I think that's perfect. I think I don't worry about retirement because I have these accounts, and I know that by the time I retire, there's a few $1 million waiting.
It's a pretty penny.
So,
cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Well, thank you for all your tips. If you'd like to learn more, or if you want another episode with a little bit deeper conversation on investment, I will gladly bring my friend Alexa onto the show virtually, because she's in New York. But if you like this episode, comment, like, subscribe, all the above, and I'll catch you next time on Momo on the Move.
Green, get the money, dollar bill, yo.